Samehada. Samehada is Kisame's insanely strong and unique sword. Yeah, it's basically a busted power booster. But here's the twist. Samihada isn't just a regular sword. It's actually a living creature that can suck chakra straight out of both enemies and the person using it. Physically, it doesn't cut like normal blades. Instead, it shreds, like actually shaves chunks off you, leaving huge wounds that are way harder to heal. This thing eats chakra through cuts or even direct contact. And it's especially dangerous against anyone using chakra cloaks, like the flashy chakra auras from Ginchuriki. One of Samihada's lesser-known tricks is that it can create a mist from the user's blood, which lets it drain chakra from nearby enemies through open wounds. This move is super effective in tight spaces, or when Kisame's outnumbered. And when we talk about how fast it works, it's scary. In his fight with Killer Bee, Samehada slurped up 6 tails worth of chakra in, like, a second. All that chakra then goes straight to the user, either healing them up or turning them into a chakra-charged beast. It's like an energy recycling loop on steroids. Once it's full, Samehada swells up, becomes more powerful, and extends its attack range. Basically, the more chakra it munches, the more terrifying it becomes. In a world where the one with the most chakra basically gets to be the boss, Samehada is straight up a monster. The stronger your enemy, the stronger you get. Samehada's chakra-draining ability can straight up cancel jutsu mid-cast, which makes it especially deadly against Ginchuriki, or chakra-rich ninjas, who don't have the best control. There's a reason Kisame was such a beast, and probably the best alive capture guy in the whole Akatsuki. One of Samihada's biggest perks is that it heals the user instantly, no complex hand signs or prep needed. But don't get it twisted, Samihada isn't some easy-to-use tool. It also eats chakra from the person holding it. That's why you need a monster chakra pool just to wield it without passing out. And Kisame's chakra level was almost Jinchuriki tier, which made him the perfect match. Now, there's a catch. Samehada can't just suck chakra out of the air or the ground. It only works when it makes physical contact, or when the chakra is visible, like those flashy cloaks. And since it's a living creature, yeah, it can choose its own master. So if it doesn't vibe with you, it might just dip or even turn on you. All in all, Samehada stands out among Naruto's power boosters because of how flexible and tactical it is. It might not be as flashy or explosive as some other weapons or jutsu, but it shines in strategic hands. Because it's an external tool, Samehada might seem less heroic than powers that come from within. But honestly, that fits its role perfectly, especially in the hands of morally gray or straight-up villainous characters like Kisame. Hold on a second. If you're still watching, that means you're a true Naruto fan. We're on our way to 10,000 subscribers, and we'd love for you to be part of this journey. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and drop a comment to let us know what you think. The character that appears at the end of the video will surprise you. Now, Cursed Seals. Cursed Seals are the result of Orochimaru's twisted experiments with natural energy. He based them on Jugo's unique ability to absorb nature energy naturally and transform his body, a power known as Sage Transformation. But of course, being Orochimaru, he modified that energy into something darker, something cursed, so it could be controlled and used to fuel his creepy immortality goals, and also build himself an army of loyal, power-hungry ninja. When a Cursed Seal is activated, it spreads across the user's body in these eerie black patterns. That's when the fun, or chaos, starts. It releases a ton of compressed energy and gives the user a massive boost in power. What's wild is that the seals have 2 levels, and both are kinda nuts in their own way. In level 1, the black markings spread over parts of the body, and the user gets stronger, faster, and loaded with more chakra. At this stage, they still have control over themselves, mostly, but the seal starts messing with their emotions, especially the dark and angry ones. Now, when it jumps to level 2, that's when things go full monster mode. The user's body physically transforms. They might grow horns, wings, scales, even arms, or some other freaky features, depending on who they are. The Cursed Seal gives a huge boost across the board. More strength, more speed, more endurance. It's basically a cheat code for anyone who wants to fight above their weight class. Just look at Sasuke. With the seal, he was able to take down opponents way stronger than him. I mean, Deidara. The power spike is massive, like scary strong, but there's a big risk. They can totally lose control and basically become Orochimaru's puppet. Not exactly the upgrade you want if you like free will. And don't forget, first, you have to survive the implantation process, which only about 10% of people do. In the end, it's a classic case of fast power, big price. You get instant results, but it chips away at your freedom and long-term health. Compared to Samehada, the living sword of Kisame, they're both external power sources that boost your abilities using outside energy. But Samehada is all about strategy. It drains chakra from enemies and heals its user. Meanwhile, the Cursed Seal is like slapping a rocket engine on your back and blasting off. It's raw, explosive power. Plus, Samehada is a physical object. You can lose it, trade it, or even get rejected by it. The Cursed Seal? That thing's in your body, deep. Once it's in, good luck getting it out. The 3 colored pills. The 3 colored pills are a crazy but genius technique from the Akamichi clan. They basically turn body fat into high-powered chakra, which is kind of perfect when your whole clan fights by getting huge and smashing things. The process happens in 3 stages, and each stage is triggered by a different pill. The first one is the green spinach pill, which kicks off the initial transformation. It starts converting fat into chakra, giving a solid boost in physical strength and letting you pull off classic Akamichi moves like the human bullet tank or partial multi-size technique. It's like the warm-up round, but still packs a punch. Next up is the yellow curry pill. This one kicks things up a notch, boosting chakra levels even more, and giving the user a serious power upgrade. At this stage though, the body starts to feel the heat. You're basically overclocking yourself, and things can get rough. Then comes the final boss of the set, the red chili pill. This one triggers a full body transformation, turning every last bit of fat into raw, unfiltered chakra. The user's power skyrockets, hitting a level that's literally 100 times stronger than normal. When someone takes all 3 pills, their physical power goes off the charts. They can unleash high-level jutsu with destructive force that normally would be way out of their league. One example was the super multi-size technique, except now it's bigger, lasts longer, and hits way harder than usual. Think of it like Hulk mode, but with snacks. The fight between Choji and Jirobo is the perfect example of how the 3 colored pills can flip the script. Choji started off as the guy everyone thought was considered the weakest on the team, but after popping all 3 pills, he straight up bodied Jirobo with a level of power no one saw coming. He even blocked Jirobo's punch with one hand. But here's the dark side. The human body was not built for this kind of energy transformation. Every pill deals internal damage, especially to the liver and heart, basically the main organs involved in energy processing. The green pill causes damage that your body can bounce back from. The yellow pill pushes you to your physical limit. But the red pill is practically a death wish. It forces your body to burn all its fat in one go, creating a massive burst of chakra. But once that energy runs out, you crash hard. Your body becomes thin and weak, your organs start failing, and without immediate medical help, the user almost certainly dies. So when Choji took the red pill, he was going all in, no regrets. This is it mode. Byakugu Seal. The Byakugu Seal is one of the most impressive power boosters in Naruto. It works on a simple principle, but demands extraordinary perseverance. The user must accumulate and compress an enormous amount of chakra into a specific point on their body, usually the forehead, over a long period, years. This process requires perfect chakra control, making it a technique reserved for only the most exceptional individuals. When activated, the diamond-shaped mark releases the stored chakra, spreading out into patterns across the user's face or entire body, signaling the unleashing of immense power. Physical strength also increases dramatically, as we've seen with Tsunade and Sakura's mountain-shattering punches. The chakra is concentrated into their muscles and joints, enhancing durability and strength far beyond normal biological limits. What makes it even cooler is how controlled the whole thing is. The user can release chakra precisely, using only what they need instead of going full blast all the time. That's why Tsunade and Sakura can stay in that powered-up mode for a long time, a clear advantage over many other power boosters that often leave users drained in no time. The pinnacle of the Strength of 100 seal lies in its combination with Creation Rebirth, forming the technique Ninja Art Creation Rebirth, Strength of 100 technique. This technique allows the user to regenerate their body and heal injuries almost instantly, creating a temporary state of immortality on the battlefield. This is exactly why Tsunade and Sakura, despite being medical ninjas, fight like absolute tanks, battling non-stop. But of course, there's a catch. Actually, a few. First off, storing chakra for years is a massive time investment. No shortcuts. You've got to be super patient and super disciplined. And once you use up the chakra in the seal, you have to start the process all over again from scratch. So spamming it isn't really an option. Also, abusing the Creation Rebirth technique can shorten your lifespan. So yeah, it's powerful, but not something you want to mess with lightly. Sage Mode. There's a power in Naruto that stands out not just because it's insanely strong, but because it's pure and kinda beautiful in its own way. Sage Mode. At its core, Sage Mode is all about blending your own chakra with natural energy from the world around you. This creates Senjutsu chakra. It's stronger, richer, and just better than regular chakra in every way. But here's the tricky part. To enter Sage Mode, you need to stay perfectly still and focus on gathering that natural energy. And that's the biggest weakness of Sage Mode. During that charging time, you're super vulnerable. But once you pull it off, you're a beast. Physical strength goes through the roof. You can literally lift giant boulders like it's arm day at the gym. Speed, reflexes, durability. Everything gets a huge upgrade. Most notably, Sage Mode unlocks superior chakra sensing abilities, allowing the user to detect enemies from afar and even anticipate attacks without needing to see them. Depending on where you learn it, Sage Mode also comes with its own flavor. At Mount Myoboku, where Naruto and Jiraiya trained, users get access to Frog Kata, a way to extend their attacks using invisible waves of natural energy. So you punch, but the punch kinda keeps going, like an airbender with hands. Meanwhile, over at Ryuchi Cave, where Kabuto trained, Sage Mode gets a little spooky. He can literally breathe life into non-living objects and control them like puppets. And the best part, natural energy is unlimited. As long as you can keep gathering it, you can go wild with massive jutsu like giant Rasengans, or even the monstrous Senpo, Shinsu Senju. Another major flex of Sage Mode is how well it mixes with other power-ups. Naruto proved this when he combined Sage Mode with Kurama's chakra, creating an insane hybrid form that could go toe-to-toe with absolute monsters like Obito and Madara. That shows just how versatile and compatible Sage Mode is. It plays nice with others, unlike most boosters that just burn you out fast. Oh, and here's a wild detail. Senjutsu chakra is actually the only thing that can counter truth-seeking orbs, because it doesn't belong to the elemental nature transformations or yin-yang release. So, yeah, Sage Mode is absolute beast mode. Opening the 8 gates. This is one of the most hardcore power boosters in Naruto. The 8 gates are a set of doors that limit the flow of chakra along the spine and brain, basically controlling how much chakra can flow through the body. Normally, these gates are there to protect the body from destruction, keeping your power in check so you don't literally explode from overuse. But the opening the 8 gates technique lets you break those limits and release all that pent-up energy, turning you into a powerhouse that far exceeds normal human strength. Each gate you open unlocks a new level of power. The more gates you open, the stronger you get, but also, the more gates you open, the more pressure you put on your body, and the higher the gate, the faster your body will break down. So, to open these gates, you've got to train like a beast to build up your endurance and stamina. The ultimate level of this technique is the Gate of Death, the 8th and final one. This releases the full potential of your body, but comes at a deadly cost: your life. At this point, the user can perform the Night Guy technique, a mind-blowing attack so strong it can seriously hurt even Madara Uchiha in his Ginchuriki Ten Tails form. At this level, Guy was stronger than all 5 Kage combined. No joke. Opening the 8 gates is a pure physical technique, meaning it doesn't rely on any outside elements. But there's a huge downside. The time you can use it is incredibly limited. You only have a few minutes, or even seconds at the higher gates, before your body completely collapses. After you use it, even if you survive, you're usually left with some major consequences, like not being able to fight or move properly. Might Guy was lucky enough to survive the Gate of Death, thanks to Naruto's help, but he was stuck in a wheelchair for the rest of his life. We've actually done a video on the 8 gates already, so check it out on the channel if you're interested. Ginchuriki Forms. The tailed beasts themselves can act as major power boosters for their hosts. Ginchuriki Forms are activated when the host taps into and uses the chakra of the tailed beast sealed within them. The chakra of the tailed beasts is naturally much stronger and more abundant than regular human chakra, hundreds of times stronger in fact, allowing Ginchuriki to achieve insane levels of power. Ginchuriki forms evolve through different stages, starting from basic to more advanced forms. At its most basic, the Ginchuriki is surrounded by a chakra cloak that's the signature color of the tailed beast. This is the form we usually see with Naruto, where he's surrounded by Kurama's red-orange chakra, giving him a massive boost in strength, speed, and healing. Step it up a notch, and version 2 is a game changer, but also a risky one. Here, the chakra becomes more condensed, and the Jinchuriki's body starts showing physical traits of the tailed beast, like tails. The number of tails can go up to the number of tails of the beast itself, and each tail represents a huge increase in power, but also higher risk of losing control. When Naruto reached the Four Tails form in his fight with Orochimaru, he completely lost his sense of self. He even attacked his own sensei, Jiraiya, while in that form. A perfect Jinchuriki, like Naruto or Killer Bee, can blend the tailed beast's chakra with their own skills to create unique and powerful techniques. On top of that, depending on which tailed beast is sealed inside, the Jinchuriki can gain some pretty unique abilities. Gaara controls sand thanks to Shukaku. Yugito Nia can use Matatabi's blue fire. Roshi manipulates lava with Son Goku. And Han creates high-pressure steam from Kokuo's chakra. The point is, if you're not on good terms with your tailed beast, it will take control and swallow you. Also, tailed beast chakra, especially Kurama's, can burn and damage your internal organs if not handled properly. When Naruto used the Four Tails form, his body was seriously hurt, and Sakura got burned and had difficulty healing from her wounds after coming into contact with that chakra. When comparing Jinchuriki forms to other power boosters in the Naruto world, they stand out for both their incredible potential and their complexity. Samehada, the legendary sword of Kisame, also gives a huge chakra boost to its user, but that's external power, relying on draining chakra from an opponent. On the other hand, Jinchuriki forms draw from the chakra already inside the body, making them more self-sustained and destructive. And after Naruto and Kurama became allies, Naruto even combined the tailed beast's chakra with other techniques like Sage Mode. Now that's some real flexibility right there. 6 Paths Chakra. Six Paths Chakra is a special phenomenon, representing the peak of power that a ninja can reach. This legendary energy is not just an ordinary power booster. It's a symbol of the sacred legacy passed down from the Sage of Six Paths, Hagoromo. When it comes to power-ups in Naruto, Six Paths Chakra holds the top spot, far surpassing the limits of a regular ninja and opening the door to abilities that are almost godlike. You can achieve Six Paths Chakra by combining chakra from the tailed beasts, from the one tail all the way to the nine tails, essentially recreating the chakra of the 10 tails, or by receiving it directly from Hagoromo himself. What makes Six Paths Chakra so special is not only the immense power and stamina it grants, but also the variety and quality of new abilities. Those who possess this chakra can use truth-seeking orbs, special weapons that can destroy anything at the molecular level, manipulate natural elements, and even interact with different dimensions. We saw Naruto use this power to save Might Guy from the effects of the 8th gate. The user can also detect and intervene in Kaguya's dimension. I've also made a video about Six Paths Chakra, so check it out on the channel if you're interested. Alright, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.